Everyone dreams of retiring rich. Everyone dreams of very comfortable life after retirement. Everyone dreams of traveling around the world, enjoying family, having freedom of time, having peace of mind. But here are the secrets to reach retirement. It depends on the decisions you make right now. The decisions you make right now are what will invariably affect your retirement. And in this video, I will walk you through some crucial keys in which will actually ultimately lead to rich retirement and comfortable retirement for you. When everybody hear of retirement, they'll be like, oh, how old am I? They'll be thinking of retirement and all that. Retirement has nothing to do with age. It's just a time in which you have set aside that, okay, I want to withdraw from active services. I want to withdraw. I want to have time to do things that I love to do. Either I want to go into maybe charity work. Either I want to, some things that I have not been able to have time to do because of my 9 to 5 job or because of the businesses that I've been running that are active. So my retirement will be like, okay, these are the things I really want to go into. I'll walk you through this video to just pinpoint some key factors in which you have to actually take care of now to affect your retirement, to give you a very comfortable and rich retirement, probably a very comfortable retirement. Hi, my name is Temi, and I'm a fire strategist, financial independence, retire early strategist. And my aim is just to make sure that people that I come in contact with, people that come in contact with me, are able to have financial independence, are able to achieve their financial goals, and are able to retire early and are able to retire comfortably. On this channel, we talk about personal finance, we talk about retirement planning, we talk about self-development, we talk about wealth creation and management, and we also talk about investing. If this resonates with what you want, what you like, and what you like to listen to, please kindly click the subscribe button and also click the notification bell so that anytime we release a video, you always receive it. We want to appreciate everyone that are always coming back to listen to our videos, and to everyone that have subscribed. Thank you so much. So let's go into the video of today. What are the key factors that could actually influence our rich retirement for us to be able to retire and live comfortably? So one thing you should have to keep in mind is that in retirement, cash flow is very important. Cash flow is very important. So whether it's cash flow from your investment or cash flow from your retirement income, cash flow from maybe your from any investment that you might have done, it's very important that you have access to cash flow. You're not going to be doing investment that are going to tie up your capital or tie up your money, and invariably you will not be able to live on anything, and you have to maybe be waiting till the income is released. So you need consistent cash flow in your retirement. So number one factor that will for deal with is your yearly expenses. What are your yearly expenses? Like, you have to calculate your yearly expenses, because if you want to go, when by the time you retire, for you to be able to keep up with your lifestyle, or for you to be able to step down a bit from the lifestyle you have been living, to be able to accommodate for your retirement income, to accommodate your lifestyle, you first of all need to calculate what is my yearly income like. When we talk about the yearly income, we talk about maybe your housing, maybe you still have existing mortgage, or probably your rent if you don't have your home building. Then what are the expenses you spend on food, the expenses you spend on clothing? Then in retirement you want to have fun, you want to probably travel maybe once in a year or maybe twice a year. What are the expenses that are going to that? Probably you're still paying school fees of 1 or 2 children. What are the expenses that are going to that? So you calculate all your yearly expenses. It's very important that you have this yearly expenses to know how much exactly is my yearly expenses. And the way you do this is that when it comes to calculate your monthly expenses, the food, the groceries, the transportation, the one you use for energy, for your lifestyle, for your health insurance and all that. So you calculate everything and you multiply it by 12. So you are able to at least have an idea of what my yearly expenses is, so that you actually know what you are working towards. Because if you don't know where you are going, everywhere will look like it. If you have your yearly expenses, if you have the idea, you'll be able to know, okay, so how much what kind of investment vehicle is actually going to take me to be able to generate these kind of expenses that will be able to cover up, generate income for me that will cover up these expenses every year. So the first thing is for you to know your yearly expenses. The second factor is for you to be able to tackle your debt portfolio. Maybe your credit card loans, your student loans, your mortgage loans, uh, for any loan, whether it's a car loan or student loan, that for you have to be able to tackle your debt portfolio. You have to be able to know, okay, what are the debts that I'm owing? Because debt is an enemy of wealth. And as you approach retirement, the goal should be that you want to be debt free, freedom from debt. So you have to prioritize how you're going to pay off your debt. You can pay off the high interest debt first, maybe the credit card debts. For credit cards, they usually generate high interest, or your personal loans, or maybe your welfare loans. Because if you don't tackle your debt, it will any income that is coming to you for your retirement is going to be eating it up. Debt is an enemy of wealth. So if you don't tackle that, if you go into retirement with high debt, it's going to affect you a lot. in tackling your debt portfolio, you need to be able to reduce your recurrent expenditures. What are the recurrent expenditures? Like the fixed costs that are usually very high. And most times, it's usually probably an house payment, maybe a mortgage or something like that, or probably a very big loan from the bank loan that is big, that is just accruing interest every month. You should be able to tackle that because the first and foremost, try and have your own house. Try and have your own house before retirement. If you can, try and have your own house. And let me tell you, having a house for your retirement does not mean probably you might have a dream house like a castle house, something very huge. But if you are not able to afford that, don't wait till the time you are able to afford a castle house, because you might wait for eternity, considering maybe probably your income. So have somewhere comfortable that you can stay with your family. Somewhere comfortable that you can stay with your family, to be able to keep your head together, to be able to keep warm, to have a good life. It doesn't necessarily have to be a big house, because this having trying to get a dream house, I've actually kept a lot of people, and even up till now, they've not been able to get the dream house. They're still living in paid apartment, and and they are moving very close to retirement. So you should be able to tackle that. And also for mortgage payment, if you are going into a mortgage, maybe you're in less than maybe 20 years to your retirement, you should be able to know how you want to fast track this payment so that your retirement will not meet your mortgage, or your mortgage will not meet your retirement. It's very important, because some people are actually stuck in their mortgage payment because they are not able to retire. They are not able to retire as at when they want to retire, because they have huge mortgage payment. Okay, let me tell you, I have a guy presently. He's almost 70, and he has I have a guy that is almost 70, and he has a huge and he's still working, because he has a huge mortgage that he's paying in the UK, and he's not able to retire because and he has health issues. He has serious health issues. Now, I'm not using this to make jest of the person or whatever, but he's not able to retire because he has huge payment that he's making on his mortgage, and he's still and retirement age for in the UK is like maybe 71 years or something. So he's going to wait until that 71, whether he's having health issues, whether that's why it's not good to get stuck. Probably he's somebody that would really love to have retired, maybe in his 60s, so that he can enjoy his family, can enjoy his grandchildren and all that. But because he has this huge debt that he's paying, he can't retire. So he's still relying so much on the income that is coming from his job. So don't get stuck in all this payment. Have something. If you want to go into mortgage that late, then have an income generating asset that'll be able to cover up for this mortgage payment. That'll be able to cover up for any huge payment that you are making that is going to go with you into your retirement. You can have probably maybe other real estate, rental income coming from your real estate, or your dividend stocks that are able to pay for all these expenses. We have people generating six figures from their dividend stocks and all that. So you can also work towards that, so that you can have all your income generating asset that will be able to cover up for these expenses. Don't go into your retirement with huge debts, recurring expenditures like mortgage or car payment or house payment and all that. In retirement, reduce your fixed costs as much as possible. What are the fixed costs? The fixed costs are the ones that we have discussed. Maybe your house rent, maybe your mortgage rent, and all that. And as much as possible, if it's possible, have somewhere nice, somewhere that you can call a home. It doesn't have to be a castle house for you to be able to live in your retirement, that you won't have to pay anybody or any rent or whatever for anyone in your retirement. It's very important. Live towards having this kind of comfortable life. It might really mean relocating from a city to another city. It's your retirement anyway. So it might really mean changing location. Imagine maybe your circle, or changing where you live or something like that, or changing your street. It might not maybe you're living in Lagos now. It might not necessarily mean, okay, yeah, I'm going to leave Lagos and go to Ogun State or go to Ondo State or something. There might still be some places in Lagos that might not be as expensive as where you are staying. Probably you are going to move away from Lekki. If you are still paying a rent in Lekki and your retirement, and you don't have um any source of income that could actually help to support that payment, it's going to really be tough for you if you still want to stay in Lekki in your retirement, and you don't have maybe a good retirement income that could support that. You're not trying to impress anyone, because no one really cares. Sincerely speaking, everybody is just trying to, hustle for their life and keep their life together. So if you are trying to keep up with the Joneses, like, oh, I don't want to leave Lekki, my friends are in Lekki. Do you know what your friends are earning? Do you know what is supporting their income? Do you know whether they have inheritance income that is supporting their lives? And you want to compare yourself? You can't compare people. For the fact that maybe you work together or something does not mean that probably you are earning the same thing, or you are earning, your sources of income are the same. So don't compare yourself. Do things that will make you comfortable. Nobody wants to go into retirement with so much huge debt or huge expenses that they will not be worrying. No, you don't want to do that in your retirement. Another factor we are going to look at is, do you have a PFA, maybe a pension fund administrator, maybe your contributing pension in which your employer has been contributing over the years, or you have been contributing over the years? Then if the answer could be a yes, or the answer could be a no. If you have a pension fund administrator, if you have a pension fund, so how do you want to get the pension fund? Because there are like three ways in which you can get your pension funds. The first one is to collect maybe lump sum, maybe at retirement. If you resign, maybe at the age of 50 or something, you're able to collect maybe 25%. Then the rest you are going to collect at retirement. If you have an existing business in which you can invest these funds in, then you can collect lump sum. But if you don't have an existing business, what do you want to do with the money? How do you want to allocate the money? So is that one you collect maybe a lump sum, or secondly, you do program withdrawal. Program withdrawal is usually for men, it's usually like 18 years, and for women it's usually for like 20 years, in which you're going to get a certain amount of money every year. And then your maybe you have 20 million naira in your PFA, so they are going to divide it by the number of months they're going to give, and they are going to pay you. And after that 20 years, and after that 18 years, you are not entitled to take anything again. There's nothing you're going to take again and all that. So that's for program withdrawal. Once the money finishes, it finishes. But if the person dies before the expiration of that 18 years for men or 20 years for women, then the beneficiary takes the rest of the money. That's for program withdrawal. Then if for annuity, in annuity is payment for life. Your money, your PFA is now transferable to an insurance company that will now pay you based on number of years. That annuity, just like the one you are seeing on the screen, is like for 10 million for a 55-year-old lady, and they're going to be paying her 118,000 every month till forever, like till forever. And for the first 10 years is probably guaranteed. But after that 10 years, what it means is that the person will still continue. As long as the person is alive, the person gets the payment. But after that, if the person dies maybe at that 10 years, then the beneficiary will not collect anything, will not be able to collect anything, will not benefit from that. But if the person dies before the 10 years, the beneficiary will collect maybe the little sum remaining. But if the person lives up to 50 years and the person dies maybe after 15 years of collecting annuity, there's no beneficiary that will collect anything from that money. So you have to know, okay, which one is okay for you. Is it the program withdrawal? Do you want the program withdrawal? Because program withdrawal is actually most times always higher than annuity. But it now depends. Once you collect it for like 20 years, that's all for women. And once you collect for like 18 years, and that's all for men. So is it the program withdrawal you want? Is it the lump sum? You have to you have to be able to ascertain which one works for me, which one works for me best. It's not about, okay, what's the other person doing, all that. So which one works for me? Am I collecting lump sum? Do I have an existing business in which, okay, I want to put in some money into it so that it can get better and can yield more income for me and all that. So if you don't have a PFA now, annuity does not necessarily mean you have a PFA. Annuity, you can do it yourself. Like, okay, I want to pay a sum of 20 million naira for an insurance company for them to be able to pay me throughout life. I can have deferred annuity that, okay, once I clock 50 or once I clock 55, I want this insurance company to be paying me so to be paying me. Okay, I've put this 20 million naira with this insurance company, and once I click 55, start paying me. I'm on annuity. It can be instant, probably within 12 months if you want it, and it can be deferred annuity saying, okay, I want it by the time I'm 60 years, and they'll start paying you another. They'll pay you for life or annuity. So it now depends. So it doesn't necessarily mean I must have a PFA. So now the onus is now for you to now work towards it. Okay, you can work it with your insurance company, saying, okay, if I put in 20 million naira into annuity pay, program, how much am I going to be getting every month? And you have already calculated, since you have already known your yearly expenses, so you can now be able to calculate backward or forward to know, okay, how much am I going to put in my annuity that will be able to generate these expenses for me every month, or be able to generate these expenses for me every year. So you now be able to work towards it, having known, okay, how long do I have towards my how long do I have to retirement? Is it 20 years? Is it 30 years? Is it 15 years? Okay, so how much can I be paying for this deferred annuity that will now, by the time I am retiring, to be able to generate for me my yearly, it will be able to generate for me my yearly expenses. So, retirement is actually something that you can actually work towards if you really want to. It's something that you can do yourself. It's something that not probably it's not everybody that works with the government, so it's not everybody that have access to PFA. And also you can also do your own personal retirement plan, whether with any PFA or anything. It's just that you are going to be the only one contributing towards it. No employer will be doing any employer contribution towards it and all that. So don't have a pension funds administrator. What are your backup plan? Aside, probably you want to use annuity. Do you have real estate? Do you have business income? Do you have investment? Do you have dividend stocks? Do you have maybe growth stocks that you have invested in over a long time that will use something for you? What have you invested that will be bringing in consistent cash flow for you? That's very important. Whatever you might have invested in over the years, by the time you are retiring, that thing is supposed to be bringing in consistent cash flow for you, because cash flow is very, very important in retirement so that you will not be stranded. It's very important. You can do it yourself. So you can check with your PFA, or you can do it yourself, check it with insurance company, and make sure that when you are doing these things, check their costs so that the cost will not be swallowing up whatever payment they are going to be paying for you. It's very important. Lastly, I would like to talk about having a proper health insurance for your retirement, for your old age. Your future self will thank you for it, because as you're growing older, some health challenges could be coming up because of the way probably you have used your body, or with the lifestyle you have, or with your lifestyle over the years, or with the way you have, your diet over the years and all that. So you can have some health issues here and there. Also, medical expenses could just crop up and all that. So have your health insured, whether you have an HMO or you have NHIS or something, and all these things. I think you pay a token amount towards it. And when all this issue of health comes up, it will not be an issue of people donating money for them to have you operated, or for you to take care of yourself or something like that. No, you don't want that in your retirement. So please, as much as possible, contribute towards your health insurance, towards your retirement, so that at least you have comprehensive health care in your retirement also. You can actually enroll with a reliable healthcare or a private HMO, or you can also start your own health emergency funds and all that towards your healthcare in your retirement. It's very important you have something set aside for your health. If you don't want to do it with insurance, you can do it personally by contributing something towards your healthcare. So, what you want a rich retirement. Start today if you want a rich retirement. It's not, what makes a lot of people, even in their old age, not necessarily old age, in their middle age, what makes people in their middle age to go into get rich quick scheme, or to, invest in businesses they don't have any idea of, but because somebody has told them, oh, this investment is good and all that, and they go into it and they lose their funds in all those things. It's because the panic has started setting in, reality has started setting in, that, oh, I'm in my 40s, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, I'm going to retire. I don't even have any savings. I don't have anything savings. I don't have any investment that could yield something for me, and they want to fast track it. They'll go into panic mode of investing, and they want to fast track it. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. For the fact that you have not started before your 40 does not mean you should not get it right. Just do it gradually. It's only that the person that started in their 20s and they are contributing probably £200 towards their retirement. By the time you are starting in your 40s, you probably will contribute £500. That's what it means. And if you are still thinking that £500 is too much for you to be contributing towards your retirement at that age, then there's a problem. And you don't have any other backup plan. You don't have any investment that will be using maybe cash flow for you. You're just depending on, and that's why the Bible says that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. There are so many things that are supposed to be put in place. But the fact that you have not gotten it till now does not mean you should not get it now. It's just that the fast tracking you are now doing genuinely is towards genuine investment and genuine savings, for your health insurance, for the cash flow investment and all that. So it's very important. So know your yearly expenses. Number one, eliminate debt, plan your income, and also contribute towards your health. These are the very key factors, very, very key factors that can contribute towards your rich retirement. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and you have been able to pick one or two things from the video. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for sticking around. Thank you so much.